I'm watching 48 Hours. I love watching those episodes. I found online where you can watch many of them. I have no idea how many they have, probably about 100 of them. But right now, it's the show that I'm into. And, it's all real stuff. People who did crimes. Then you get to see the whole process of them trying to figure out who did it. And then the person goes to court and found guilty or not guilty. And you learn a lot about life and people who do things like these, killing and uh, other kind of crimes. Most of it's killing, but there's some other things like one that I watched, Capture the Queen, where she did fraud. She just happened to steal an ID of somebody who was missing, so everybody was wondering if she had something to do with that person that was missing, who I believe is dead. But this one that I'm watching right now is called Fatal Attraction. Now, down below in the description, I'll put the link of the site where you can watch all these episodes if you're into that kind of thing. Plus, I'll put the link for the actual episode that I'm watching. But I find it very interesting. There's this woman. She has a daughter. She's 14 years old, and she has a boyfriend who's 19. Um, I believe they got this one wrong, and I'll tell you why. They believe the boy who was 19 years old, he did it. Okay? But I think it was the daughter. And there's some reasons here. Especially down below, they got some extras. And the daughter actually called 911 and pretended to be the mom and was doing, saying what her daughter was doing when actually she was talking about herself because it was her on the phone. And then the mother finally takes the phone from her and says, "That was my daughter." So she was trying to get the police to come and take her away. And so she was making it sound worse than what it was in order for that to happen. And she's the one that called 911 in the first place. So that right there shows creativity, but also, how corrupted her mind is. That you could actually call and pretend to be your mom in order to try to get yourself taken away. Think about it. That's pretty creative. I never thought about that. If I'm having a problem with my parents, I'm going to call the police and pretend to be my dad and try to have me removed. But she also got injured. So they didn't talk about that actually. That's why it's extras, ain't it? Huh? But anyway, the boy supposedly he was found guilty. The girl, the 14-year-old, testified against the 19-year-old, and so she got a deal. But she had diaries saying that she wished her mother was dead. The boy has never been in trouble with the law, never went around beating people up, never went around threatening people. Okay, and I believe they got it right. I mean, like his mother said he couldn't done this, and I believe it's true. I do believe the daughter is the one who actually did this because she has so much aggression inside her. Plus her diary. You put the diary and you put doing this 911 phone call together. Plus, on top of that, she lied to the police and pretend like she didn't know anything about her mom being dead, but eventually she did. Say that she knew about it and it was planned, but he's the one that did the killing. And then on top of that, you got a woman who saw her weeks before. I think it was like 2 weeks before on a swing set, and she was talking about how her mom drinks all the time and all this stuff. And she goes, "Well, how are you going to deal with it?" And she goes, "Well, how are you going to deal with it next time?" And she goes, "There won't be a next time. It'll be either her or it'll be me." Think about it. Now, that woman didn't get to testify in court, but I believe her. Okay? People don't want to think that young girls could do stuff like this. The most screwed up part of this whole thing, and I've seen other episodes that are like it, is that you have a child that you raise. And when they get up to like 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, they decide to kill you. I've seen several episodes of where the kids do that. And then you hear in the news about kids killing their parents. And I find that so messed up. I mean, it's just so messed up. Because you took all the time, all through the bad times and the good times, of raising this child. Because most people go through those little spurs of them throwing fits and getting in trouble with the law or stuff like that. And yet you're sitting here being a law-abiding citizen, and then your kids go and break the law and stuff, and you got to deal with that, because they're your child. And I find it so messed up that you took all the time and trouble to raise this child, and then the child kills you. It, ah, that's got to be the ultimate, not revenge, the ultimate betrayal. Could you imagine if you're a parent and you got to see this at the last second, you see that you're being killed by your own child? How your heart? Now I can understand if you're a mean son of a bitch and you've been raising your kids really terrible and been abusive, and then you die. Well, then you get what you deserve. But I'm saying a parent who's basically doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then the kid kills them. You can only imagine the heartbreak of how that must feel. You brought that person into this world, and they're killing you. And the grandparents, they're the man. He didn't really want nothing to do with her. The other one, women are usually forgiving more than guys, I think. And so, but he did eventually come around, and they write to her, but they don't really visit her. I guess they did visit one time, and they talked about that in there. Anyway, uh, let me know what you think of the episode. Okay, you guys have a good one. Take care, and God bless.